girl's got to adjust some shit, you know? I'm so funny. Welcome to Paranormal Spirits, where we share a drink, we rip it apart a little bit, because booze always shows the truth. So today we're going to talk about Griffith Park. Now, Griffith Park is one of the country's largest urban parks. It has 4,000+ acres. Now, you may not be familiar with the name, but I'm sure you're familiar with the park because it's where, just a little sign you may have heard of, the Hollywood sign, is in Griffith Park. Now, something you may not know about Griffith Park is that this park has been cursed from its beginning. Before it was a park, it was a really big ranch that belonged to a wealthy bachelor named Don Antonio Feliz. And he lived there with his housekeeper and his niece, Petronella. Now, in 1863, old Don was dying of smallpox. And so an influential local politician, Antonio Coronel, came to draw up his will. Coronel and his lawyer, why was the politician even there? Maybe they were best guy friends. So anyways, old slippery Coronel and his lawyer claimed that Feliz gave the okay to this new will. And in this will, surprisingly, the politician may have been a little crooked. I know you're going to say, but Lynn, politicians are so trustworthy. However, in this particular instance, it may not be the case. But they claim that Feliz kind of gave his, okay, most likely this, that the will was valid. And in this will, poor little Petronella, his niece, got nothing. And you're going to find this shocking, Coronel was left everything. Some people say there was a stick that was attached to Feliz's head, making him nod in approval. This was very technical back then. You're like, you know what we're going to do? Let's just poke his head with a stick, make him nod. Oh, he gave his approval. Perfect. Regardless of whether it was accurate or not, Petronella was just furious. I've been here taking care of his nasty ass smallpox and slaving away, and I get nothing. So Petronella cursed the land, and she said, "The substance of the Feliz family shall be your curse." According to legend, she swore, "The wrath of heaven and the vengeance of hell shall fall upon this place." Maybe she knew what she was doing. Over the next 30 years, each of the new owners kept meeting nasty fates. Now, Coronel, upon hearing this curse, quickly said, you know what? I'm going to just pass this on. So he basically gave the property to his lawyer. The lawyer was like, all right, drinking it up, celebrating. And guess what happened? In the midst of his celebration, the lawyer was shot and killed. The next owner attempted to turn the land into a dairy business. Sadly, the cattle became sick and died, and grasshoppers and fires destroyed the land. During the tenure of the last owner, one Griffith J. Griffith, Griffith's parents. Let's have a chat, shall we, about naming our children. A lightning storm brought down huge stands of trees. It sent a wall of water cascading through and ruined much of the ranch. And according to a book called Victorian Los Angeles, ranch hands claimed they saw Feliz's ghost riding the wave of water down the hillside, cheering the owner's demise. That's what you get, mofos. And then after that, Griffith J. Griffith would only visit the property during the daytime. And then in 1896, after deciding, you know what, this is just too much trouble, I can't. He donated the land to Los Angeles as a Christmas present. You're welcome, Los Angeles. Have some cursed land. I'm a giver. Now, once the land was in public hands, the curse seemed to kind of subside a little bit, but the rumors didn't. Now, in 1933, 29 Civilian Conservation Corps workers died in a wildfire. In 1976, a couple who was getting a little intimate on a picnic table were crushed by a falling tree.
We have very weak trees.
If you're going to have sex on a picnic table in a public park, watch out for falling trees. You know, that's a basic sex on a picnic table in a public park etiquette. Some more recent occurrences in the park that may be related to the curse are, in 2012, there were two women walking their dog and they made a gruesome discovery. On one of the hiking trails, they found a severed head wrapped in a plastic bag. So a day later, you would think that investigators, upon hearing there's a severed head in a plastic bag, could maybe make it out there the same day. Nonetheless, they went the next day. They searched everywhere and they found some additional body parts. They found a right hand and some feet in a shallow grave. The left hand was found hours after that. And then according to the LA Times, a fingerprint test would identify the victim as 66-year-old Hervey Medellin. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But they couldn't figure out who would want him dead. Now, rumors swirled that he could have been a victim of a Canadian cannibal killer. Now, in this article that I was reading about this, it just says Canadian cannibal killer. That leads to a lot more questions on my part. Elaborate a little. It's an article, for God's sake. But it would be 3 years until they found out the real killer. It was Medellin's live-in boyfriend, Gabriel Campos Martinez. In 2010, there were some hikers who found a human skull, but a search turned up no more remains. Now in 2016, another skull was found by some hikers. I don't know about you, but after hearing about all this, do you really want to go hiking in this park? Let's go for a hike, find some human remains. It'll be a great day. This skull was found near the Hollywood sign. I've been out there, Hollywood dreams. Now, they reported the skull, obviously, and investigators came and looked, but they didn't find anything more. However, it's still not clear who the woman was or how she died. So, as you can see, this park has had quite the history. And owners who were dying, and cattle were dying, people are getting murdered, and yet people are still hiking. So the moral of the story is, maybe don't go hiking in this park. So, is the park cursed? Do you think Petronella had anything to do with this? Let me know. I hope you've enjoyed my crappy little story. Please feel free to subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Oh, you know the drill. And have a drink, have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.